It is May 8th, 2012. It is 1 o'clock on the West Coast. It is Hugnation time all over the world. If you're here live, thank you for being a part of this live, energetic, vibrational, sharing, connecting, amplification. And if you are watching the archive, well, once again, thank you for the exact same thing. Time and space do not matter. The vibration as it ripples through doesn't matter when it starts or how it connects or how, when, where. It's not time and space, it's intention. So thank you for being a part of this intention. Before we get too deep, let's make sure we're present. So let's just take a few moments just to get into the now and become aware of the sensations in our bodies. Notice the sound of my voice. Notice any other sounds that are in your world. Notice the sensations in your body, your feet on the floor. Take a deep breath and feel your chest move. And we come into the now, and we let go of all of our stories, we let go of our identities and our roles. There's this brilliant simplicity, this overwhelming abundance. And now, nothing is lacking, nothing is missing. There's only the opportunities, the awareness, the sensations of this moment. And then when we can get settled into that now, then we can, by choice, deliberately bring things into the now, bring ideas, bring memories, bring imagination, and just decorate the now with all the ideas and thoughts and awarenesses and emotions that make us joyful. Thank you, universe, for all of our blessings. Help us to appreciate them. Help us to bring in more joy into our world so that we can share it. Amen. Welcome! So good to see you. So good to share this Tuesday afternoon. I got to admit, I had a rough couple days. But in this now, all I know is that things are amazing, things are miraculous, and I feel honored to be sharing this now. So the topic of the day is drama. And I've been talking about drama with some people recently. Specifically, there's been issues as we've been planning for this year's Burning Man. In our camp, we've been trying to talk through potential dramas, talk through potential challenges, and as I've been setting the scene and bringing in conversations, have been fantastic exercises in open communication and loving listening. But one thing that kind of came up a few times was the definition of drama. And I realized that, yeah, that probably could use a little bit of fleshing out. Because life is drama. I talk here sometimes about how the human experience itself, the purpose of life is to experience life. And what is experiencing life? In many ways, it is to embrace the drama. It is to take on the highs, the lows, to not live in stasis, but instead live in this drama. When we want to be entertained as human beings, we go to the movies and allow ourselves to surrender into the story and experience the drama of the play. As divine God consciousness, if we want to be entertained, we embody a human being with its narrow perspective and allow ourselves to experience the drama of that lifetime. Oh, look, that's what we're doing right now. Whee! But there's another definition of drama. And that is, when people say they want like a drama-free zone, or like, I don't want your drama. Because while life is challenge and life is struggle, there's a huge difference that happens when you look at that struggle from an adventurer's perspective versus a victim's perspective. And drama to me is when you kind of settle in to a story that you don't like, and then somehow get convinced that by retelling it, by venting, by sharing it repeatedly, that it will make you feel better. And there are people that will argue with me quite a bit that this is the case. And that's just a difference of opinions because I disagree. I think that communicating a situation so that you can then work from that is absolutely valid. It kind of goes back to crap or cone. You've got the ice cream cone full of amazing stuff. You've got your foot in crap, which is your drama in your life, your challenges, your struggles. And it doesn't mean that you never look away from your ice cream cone and pretend that there's no shit on your shoe. If you want to look to the shit on your shoe and look at the situation and say, look, this is fixable. You know, I found a stick. I can chip this away. And even by retracing my steps, I can actually know where I'm not going to step in dog shit quite so much next time. These are all valid, time spent with challenges, with drama. But I would say that's not drama. Drama is when you start to like the smell of your shit. You start to feel comfortable. Even though you don't actually find it pleasant, you feel comfortable in that state of complaining about the shit on your shoe. And so you then fall into this narrative, fall into this story about your life, about your victimhood, about the opportunities that were robbed from you or taken from you, or people that didn't do what they said they were going to do. And so this storytelling, it's kind of like, it's turning your story into a sob story. And sometimes it's fun to go to a sad movie. And sometimes it's great to go with your girlfriends or your boyfriends and go and watch a movie that just, pulls on your heartstrings and just, is just so, oh. And so there is a time and a place if you want to, by choice, go to that drama place. But I think it's absolutely valid for you as a person with your friends to establish limitations on drama. And that recently that became an issue with some friends of mine where someone said, when I go to this, I'm going to this festival, and while I'm there, I'm going to be in a drama-free zone. So if you are going through, if you have a script that you're going through. Actually, they didn't actually define what that meant, and that's why people got frustrated, because it can sound like, if you say, I don't want your drama, it can sound like if you're struggling, if you're going through challenges, if you're going through epiphanies and growth, if you're going through the life journey, I don't want anything to do with that. And I don't think that's what no drama means. I think no drama means saying, if you have a script that doesn't serve you, if you have this sob story, if you've got this belief, this story that you are kind of retelling, I don't want you to bring it to this place. I'm your friend, so I will be with you in certain times when you want to go to that place. But if there's no reason for it to come to this special time, I'm going to ask that you not. And I'm going to ask that recognize that is a choice that you're bringing that here. So I don't want to be a part of it during that time. Again, that's something that a lot of people have argued is not a fair thing for a friend to do. I think those are the same people that would disagree with me that venting can be healthy. To me, venting is making the grooves of your story deeper and deeper. Whether that's victimhood, whether that is, abuse survivor, whatever the things are, that the way you tell your story deepens your identity and strengthens the experience in that way. We are all the storytellers of our life. I think Jacob Glass told it to me where he said that we're given a script. We have no control really over the script, which is the content of our life. The circumstances of our life are, by all intent, not determined by us. However, we are the directors. So we take the script and then we tell the story the way we want. So we can take a script about a cross-country trip among friends and we can amplify the drama between people, or we can amplify the scenery and the growth that happens between certain individuals, or we can amplify the fear of being away from home. There's all these different, depending on what we place our focus on, depending on where we play the music and what music we add to it and how we transition the scenes and where we cut. As a storyteller, as a director, we take the circumstances and tell the story with a tone and a theme and a overall vibe that we control. And so saying, no drama is saying, if you want to tell the story of your victimhood, I've heard it before, I will listen to it again later, but not right now. Or maybe never again. I guess that's, and I don't know, maybe there are people that are friends with me that are frustrated behind the scenes because they say, John just never will take time to hear me out. I had an experience last week where I was talking with a friend, and I asked them some questions, and they were like, okay. And they laid out and they told me a long story that led up to the present moment of a bunch of things that were unfortunate. And after they told me all of this sob story or frustration stuff, although what was great is they didn't tell it like a sob story. They told it as, they were not a victim. This was the path, and these are the things that happened along the way, and here are the struggles they had and the lessons they had and the things that they're still trying to figure out. And so they told us all, and then at the end they kind of apologized. And I was like, actually, thank you so much for sharing all this with me. Now, if you wanted to tell the story to me once a week, then I would have to say, hey, can we change this pattern? Can we try to reframe that? And I think sometimes that's what drama is saying, like, no, I'm not open to reframing this. I'm not looking for a solution. I just want to go to my comfort place with this sad place. And in the realm of venting, and whether it is helpful, there are circumstances where it can be. For example, if you feel alone, you're the only one that's had an experience, and then you vent and share, and someone can go, oh my gosh, I've so been there, or you're not alone, everyone is feeling that. That can lift that some of the intensity of the pain. But I also think that practicing not retelling a story in the same way that causes you the pain can be infinitely better, especially when you start to look at the way science has shown us the way our brains work and our memory works, and that we have massive control over the way that we experience the world. And that, your memories, as you remember them, you rewrite them. So if you choose to focus on positive parts of memories, then you experience them more positively as you remember them. And if you think about future things and you think about them in more positively, then, your past and your future are determined by your conscious decisions about how you remember them. And if you are not conscious and you just allow them to happen, it's very easy to fall into drama, very easy to fall into victimhood because these things happen to you. But again, it goes back to the storyteller. You are telling the story. You are the protagonist as well as the director. And so the way that you craft it, the way that as you tell the story about being some bad circumstance happening, if you also can figure out a way for it to be a possibility for lesson or a possibility for growth, that changes the story dramatically. There's that word again. Let me think if I can even think of an example, okay? So, I'm struggling with this breakup. I thought she was the one, I can't imagine her being with anybody else, I'm never gonna love again. That's my drama. If I can go, I'm struggling with this breakup, I thought she was the one, I don't know if I'm ever gonna love again. what a fascinating place for me to be in, where my world is in upheaval. At the same time, I have so many good friends. I know I've gone through things in the past. Who knows what this challenge is going to end up in? And then a friend or anyone can be with you in that place and kind of steer you to a happier state of mind. Whereas if you are defending your story too much, there's no place to go except to just stay smelling the shit on your shoe. Again, let me say this is my preference in a way, and I know that there are some people that will argue that this is not, it is very helpful for them to go to vent, to let it out. So this came up. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring up the concept of drama and the concept of drama versus challenges is because at this last weekend's Burning Man meeting for Pink Heart, I brought up that I expect there to be no drama in camp. And by that I mean that if you and your partner or your friend or whatever have some issues that you need to work out, I'm going to ask that you don't make that the camp business. If the circumstances of Burning Man, bring up all this stuff and you want to go out into the playa or in your tent or something and hash things out, and that's a helpful, productive thing for you, fantastic. But if you're going to be yelling as you go through camp or throwing things or making this magical experience less magical for people because you have a story and a script that you're rehashing, I have very low tolerance for that. Last year, my partner and I had a stumble, and we struggled in the middle of the week. We've been out there for a while. She was feeling under the weather. She was feeling weak because she'd been sick, and we had a conflict. And it was an opportunity for us to walk the walk of this idea of, hey, can we set aside our stuff until we get back? Like we've been planning for this week for 6 months. Whatever issue, whatever drama has just bubbled up in us, let's set it aside. We'll deal with it when we get back. And that way, we won't have this circumstance where 2-3 days of this magical time is tainted by this drama. And so we both had to go, you go do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. If this stays to be an issue, we will figure it out when we get home. But neither one of us wanted to spend precious time in that anger, frustration, script. And it was hard. But we both, I think, recognized that we were talking about something precious. And then so with a little bit of time, this big issue became a no issue. And we were both so thankful that we hadn't sacrificed this gift, this magical time with our drama. So that's what I mean by no drama. Can we say that if this is us going into our scripts, can we be self-aware enough to take a step back? Now that's easier said than done. But that's also why sometimes you can say it to the world, or declare it to your friends, or ask them friends, hey, feel free to say, can we put that on hold? Can I pull you back? Do you want to be unhappy right now? Sometimes we fall into that argument place, and then it's easy. A good tool is that: would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Oh, you know what? I'd rather be happy. So, I guess what I'm saying is that the challenge is trying to figure out how you can live your life as it's an adventure, and that you are empowered, and that as you have all of the struggles that, in one sense is the drama of your life, you don't let it settle into a drama in that it is this thing that is thrust upon you as a victim. So that if you get into those victim states, just by declaring that you don't want to have drama, and it means you're more open to helping being reframed, to seeing things differently, to picking new ways, and to looking for evidence of what you want. When you rehash a story that you know makes you unhappy, it's very easy to continue to find more and more evidence that you have been wronged, that things are unfair, that life's out to get you, that you are a victim. But if you declare that, no, I don't want to have drama, then you can practice seeing evidence that this is a classroom for me. Here's another opportunity for me to learn. How is this situation one that can make me a better person? Again, easier said than done, but that's why it's a practice, and that's why actually stating sometimes that I'm going to be happy, or I'm going to be joyful, or I'm going to be a supportive friend, but I do not have time for drama during this chapter. I will be there for you when we get home, but allow me my joy, because that is important. Partially because I need to fill my joy vessel so that I can be present for you when you need a boost. So the part about the camp stuff is I as camps grow and you've got these huge numbers of people and multiple years, and I kind of stated out there because I know that there are histories and people and all sorts of stuff that there's some examples that I can think of people that I would like to sit down with before we go. I'd like to make sure we have things on the table, make sure that we all agree that we're going to avoid drama whenever possible, that we're going to communicate openly, we're going to make our needs met and not harbor things, because it's okay actually to have negative feelings towards somebody, as long as you can get to a place where you can control your experience, you can not let them take away your experience, and I'm hoping that by keeping the conversation and the communication high and kind of setting that expectation that, look, if you have tension with somebody, we need to have a sit down so that we limit or craft or control or think of a way that we can all have our optimal experience. And if that means, staying out of each other's way, that's unfortunate, but I would rather have that happen during the week, that we're spending together in these intense environments than feel like 100 people's experience is tainted by attention. And we have so many, we've got so many people who are mediators, and there's so much love that it feels like, can we hold ourselves to a high standards? Can we expect that we will do our best to raise the vibration of the whole, even if it means that we need to put our personal struggles on the back burner during this group project? I guess time will tell. And also we'll see if people will openly communicate. It could be by me saying this out loud that drama will exist, it's just that people will keep it away from me. We'll see. But this is especially helpful for me right now, because if you saw me blogging or posting, I had a little funk mental dip yesterday. And it was helpful for me to think about in these terms, because even as I was sharing my struggles, I was trying to do so from a place of observation. Whereas I'm not a victim, I'm simply, if your body is sick, that doesn't, you can say, oh, I always get sick, my immune system sucks, god damn it, who got me sick, which I go to that place a lot. Or you can share that information like, I'm sick, I'm weak, I'm noticing challenges doing these activities now, and I'm working to try to get healthier and not judge myself too harshly. And even just like practicing that director's cut. How do I tell this story in a way that I would be proud to read a week from now when I'm no longer feeling this way. The information is the same, but it's trying to reframe and So I was trying to do that yesterday a little bit. And the process of doing it was helpful to me. Because I was able to then be an observer to my feelings. The same way, I practice being an observer to thoughts. And if a thought is stressful, you want to practice viewing it and recognizing that doesn't have to be you. Same with a feeling, same with a funk. Going like, oh wow, my organism is depleted. I can feel the tension. I can feel how testy I am. So I need to be very careful as I react, being aware of where that reaction is coming from. I don't know. I don't know how I did. Practice, practice, practice. Well, since we're all together, and there seems to be no drama in the air, let's have a hugnation hug. Let's do that. So wherever you are, grab yourself by the shoulders. Actually, I'm going to pause this for 1 second. Because in the spirit of honesty, I was trying to finish up this kind of hugnation belief buffet talk in a way that kind of felt good. I kind of felt like I didn't quite hit it right. And so in my head, as I was starting the hug, I was thinking, that wasn't so good. Maybe I won't archive that. And that's not the way to start a hug. So let me just get present with us again, if you don't mind. In this now, I am surrounded by amazing, beautiful people. And in this now, we have so much love to share, so much connection. And this now, it is all perfect. And in this now, let us grab ourselves by the shoulders. What a treat it is to be in this now with you. And as we grab these shoulders, we recognize that this body and this mind and these thoughts and these actions and these movements are all part of our amazing dance. And we do the best we can, and sometimes we stumble in action and in thought. And that is the roller coaster. That is the human experience. That is the life that we've chosen and we embrace and we live and we love. That is the experience. But deep beneath that human drama is who we really are. A perfect divine expression of source, of love. And so as we observe ourselves going through this amazing journey, we know deep down that we are perfect, we are whole, so we can enjoy the ride. And as we view other people who seem to be on crazy, wacky rides, we can love right through their actions and their thoughts and their words and see that perfect source inside of them, and we can love that too. We can forgive them. More importantly, we can forgive ourselves when we get off track. So in this moment, let's recognize the brilliance deep inside us and how it is every bit connected and identical to the brilliance inside every living creature on this planet. Let's take a deep breath and just feel connected. Two more. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all love warriors, happy Hugnation. Thank you for being you in your struggles and your triumphs, in the now moment that you share, in the gifts of your smile, in the quest to figure out your gifts. Thank you for being you. I love you. Namaste.